This is RadioFire.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here. Thank you for joining me. As always, you can check us out live or on demand, RadioOnFire.com. So, a lot of things I want to talk about, a lot of things that I want to get into today. Getting over like the flu, crazy. Like all last week, I was not in a good place, But today's the first day I'm feeling like 90%. So we're gonna get into it. At the end of Marvel's Black Panther movie, in the theater, I heard nothing but applause. Now, Disney has arrived with a record-breaking bang at the box office, outperforming pre-opening estimates for its U.S. and Canada opening. But what does Black Panther's success really prove? That's what I want to talk about today. Now, the accolades for the Black Panther movie, the accolades that this film is going to be racking up is a bunch of them. And, at first I was going to get into some of those, but I don't think that that's even necessary. I think that people understand, some of the hardware that I'm sure that this movie is going to get in regards to recognition. But a little bit. We could dive in a little bit. Just dive in a little bit. All right, so Deadpool, it bests Deadpool by more than 50 million as the best February and pre-March opening weekends ever. It tops last year's Beauty and the Beast as the best pre-May debut of all times. It nearly doubles Furious 7 as the best opening for a black-directed film, and it triples the previous record held by Straight Outta Compton for initial weekend of a film with a primarily black cast. I mean, they're doing it. The numbers will be recounted for the Sunday numbers, actually. But all in all, a 4-day holiday weekend. You had that Monday, President's Day, and adjusting for the playing field and getting all those numbers, it still leaves Black Panther, considering the month of release, among the top 10 best openers ever. So let's talk a little bit about my experience at the movie before I even get into what all this means. I got to the theater for a 3 o'clock show, about 2:30, and I got there to arrive and find out that the movie was sold out. The movie was sold out. Next showing, no big deal. Next showing is an hour later. 4 o'clock, purchase the tickets, get in line. I start the line. I'm the first person in line. And within 20 minutes, there is about 150 people standing behind me to see this movie. All right. And I used to work in the movie theater, and I've talked about this before. But so I haven't seen this level of excitement for a theater release in quite some time. So it was interesting being on the other side of it, because I'm the type of person, I don't like to go to movies the week that they come out, because I don't like all of the, I like to have space in between me and somebody else when I sit in the theater. So I don't like to go when it's that frenzy going on. But this was a frenzy, and I haven't seen a frenzy like this before. And I worked at the theater for big blockbusters movies when I was in high school, but I just don't remember anything to this magnitude. We get into the theater. But before I sat down, I looked at the makeup of the audience because I wanted to talk about it on the show. And I would say 98% of the audience was black. 1% white, 1% another race. Just a multitude of other races, but 1%. So the theater was sold out. Like, people were sitting in the front, in the blinding section, and all the way to the back, in the middle, side, wall, everywhere, window to the wall. Right? Watch the movie, and I'm not gonna give away any spoilers or anything like that. But it was said before the movie came out that some folks were expecting Disney to give 25%, 20%, some number of money that they made to the black community, and I thought that was absurd. Let me tell you why. Do we expect them to give that money for other movies, with a primarily white cast. Do we expect them to give? No, we don't. And nor should we expect or even ask Disney to give any of the money that they made for this. Now, yes, we came out in droves to support the movie, and I'm going to talk about that. But this is some of the mentality that I want to get away from. What does this give the money back? Here's the thing. The money that they got came from the black community primarily. It did. And we can decide what we spend the money on. So you don't have to ask the corporation of Disney to give the money. You can just spend your money where you want to spend your money, clearly. And as I said, the makeup of the crowd, which was fascinating to me, is that a lot of times you have movies of this capacity, comic book type. You get those hardcore comic book fans, and then you get some casual fans of action movies. But this was different. There were older people here that I clearly knew were not comic book fans. There were some older people here. There were young people here. Because it's not an R-rated movie, so you're getting all spectrums. You get people my age, you get 20-somethings. It was everybody. Like, this movie appealed to everybody, and I saw it was all love. People were excited, and as people were leaving the theater, as we were entering the theater, and they were just about to enter the theater, they were saying, "Oh my God, you're gonna love the movie. It was really great," and it really was. I really enjoyed it. People came out big for this movie, But as I said earlier, just something about the over $200 million that Disney made this weekend makes me uncomfortable. And it makes me uncomfortable and had me wondering when black people are going to harness our massive economic power and support the businesses that we want to, that are owned by. If Black Panther was made by Tyler Perry, if Black Panther had been made by, Oprah's network, would we have come out in droves and supported the movie the way that we did? I don't know. I'm going to say no. If Lee Daniels studio produced it or something like that, what I want us to get in the habit of is that, because a big part of the success is because people felt that Marvel stamped this, this Stan Lee character, Marvel stamped it, and we're getting the opportunity to have an all-black cast and blah, 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 blah. And all that kind of stuff. And I think that made people excited as well, that stamp. And I understand that things have to happen in order, succession of events, and I get that. So maybe it's not time yet. Okay, but this weekend is time. Like, it's time now. It's time for us to spend the money where we want it to be strong, and it's time to bend these corporations to the will of the people. It is really time to reshape America and the world. We can spend our money where we want to spend our money. Like, we don't have to. We did this great thing of supporting this movie the way that we did, and it's going to go on to make so much more. This is going to probably be, like one of the all-time greats. But if we just spent a fraction of this money that we spend here, because the average family, like I said, I spent $22. But I'm saying the fraction of money that was spent, if we really supported each other's businesses, movies, clothes, food, stores, if we really support it, we could really make a big difference. And that is what the success of Black Panther's movie should have proven to people that were in disbelief. The people that thought and always wanted for a movie that was uplifting. It wasn't about pimps and hoes. It wasn't a love story. It wasn't all of these things that people complain about. We got one of those, and people came out, and it's a blockbuster. So now we've proven that we can do these things. We've proven time and time again. But the success of this movie should show us that it is time to bend and shape the world the way we want it to be. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Of course, I'm here, 9 a.m., radioonfire.com. You can also check us out on YouTube. Subscribe right there. YouTube.com/DrDiamondK/Dr. Diamond K. And on social media, I respond and interact with people all the time. So I will see you guys tomorrow.